Thought I would do a quick update on the Dungeon Crawl board game. I've been trying to do an update every couple weeks and I'm a little overdue. I've been traveling a lot and I'm on the road right now, but I thought I would just take a spin through what I've been working on. So this is the adventure book, the scenario book. It was a Google Doc, and over the last couple weeks, I've gotten all the content for the adventure book into Adobe InDesign. It clocks in at 28 pages right now. I think I've got a game name now that I'm excited about, but I'm not going to share it until the game's released. So this is the inside front cover, table of contents, and then I've got this little schematic of this adventure. So basically this adventure book is a module. It's 3 scenarios long, and you've got your Temple of Blood, and under the Temple of Blood is the Tomb of Unrest, and under that is the Tunnels of Torment. And so this is just kind of for flavor, really. I'm going with the same section header bars that I did with the rule book. I think it works pretty well. And I think this black header bar really complements the black and white ink work. Here we have Scenario 1, Temple of Blood. The critic in me is like, I should actually use this as a thumbnail and do like a much cleaner, more detailed, tighter drawing, but at this point, I just have to go with it. So I took this from the very huge thumbnails that I was working on, the big tabloid sized thumbnails, scanned them in, digitized them, pumped up the contrast to make the blacks really black, and so they're still sort of rough because I drew them very rough. This was like a 1-hour drawing. So if I really wanted to get in there and make this thing shine, I would now use this as a reference to do an even better drawing. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I need to not obsess over this stuff. So each scenario has about 4 pages of rules, 4 or 5 pages of rules, and I'm just kind of using illustrations as little buffers, and I need to go back and do some rules editing. So this thing is not fully copy edited yet. So for instance, here there's a dangling sentence fragment here, and that would be fixed. I would make sure that there's not like half a sentence on a new page like that. Scenario 2, Tomb of Unrest, formatted the same way. You've got the splash image followed by 4 pages of rules, give or take. I have a whole unused page here, and I'll probably do something different with it. I just threw this in here as a placeholder, but I may need to add more copy once I get a feedback on the final laid out version. So I've got some buffer here, which is really nice. Or I could add a full page splash image there, but I really like having a little bit of extra space in this book instead of always being short on space. So this particular section, the campaign epilogue, I need to put a little more thought into and figure out like how far I want to go with that. And I'll definitely do some sort of illustration there. I actually need to add trap tables for the scenarios. I just remembered that. So when you discover a trap, there needs to be some sort of table that tells you what that trap does. And right now that does not exist in either book. So yeah, trap tables. And then for the village, I've gone through and built out my tables for market values for items. And then there's explanations of all the different locations in the village that you can visit. And then here, I even have a little more space here. So I can either shrink the rules a little bit and probably get this book down to 24 pages, or I can expand the rules, leave it at 28 pages. What do I have left? I need to do the final copy edit on this formatted version of the scenario book. I need to do the final copy edit on the rule book, and I need to take a spin through the monster card backs and do a final copy edit on those. So really it's just down to copy editing now. 10 hours of copy editing on the adventure book, 10 hours of copy editing on the rule book, and probably 10 hours of copy editing on the monster back cards. So 30 hours worth of copy editing to do, which once again, I'm dreading, but if I just had like a whole weekend, I could get a lot of that done, maybe when I get back from my travels.